Hey guys, Aquaduelist here, and the last video I did was advice for newer players and returning players. Now, to kind of go with that video, I wanted to do a video on essentially picking a deck, kind of just how to help you guys pick a deck. Now, before you can pick a Yu-Gi-Oh deck to play, there's three things you need to know, or kind of consider. One is you have to know your budget. Two, do you plan on going and playing at events? Are you planning on going to like a YCS, regionals, or are you just playing with friends or just locals? And then the third thing to consider is, does winning matter the most to you, or does winning really matter to you, and how much does it matter? Are you wanting to try to essentially just win every game? Or do you honestly just care about having fun whether you win or lose? Those are just the three things I feel like that are just kind of the three big factors really to just kind of overall help you decide on picking a deck that you just need to know before you can do so. So, when looking at Yu-Gi-Oh decks, because there's a ton of archetypes and such, I feel like there's two ways essentially people just kind of pick a deck from my at least from my experience, which is mostly what I'm going off on. First thing that made me pick a deck is the playstyle, and then the second way that I just kind of pick a deck is for the artwork. Now, like I said, there's a lot of different archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh, and because of that, there's a vast majority of playstyles, and there's 6 in particular that come to my mind when I think of just decks in Yu-Gi-Oh. And you have the first one is you have these combo heavy kind of break my board kind of decks, like Pendulum Magicians and Emancipators, which basically are kind of hard to play, and they just kind of do these crazy combos and end on these boards that just put up a bunch of different negates, and that's just kind of what they do. You just make a bunch of negates, so when it's your opponent's turn, they can't really do much. Then you have OTK decks, kind of like Giant Ballpark and Fluffles, which just want to swing for big damage. You have control decks, kind of like Altergeist and Trap Tricks, which kind of like, the way I describe control is essentially it's more like kind of like a game of chess. You manipulate the game into a game to how you want it, and just try to make it to where you have the advantage. Then you have stun decks like Bear Statues and Inspector Border Stun, which is kind of just like, you play one, maybe 2 cards, and your opponent really can't do anything, and you try to keep that up. And then, you have these FTK decks, which honestly just kind of come and go. I mean, it's kind of cool if they can happen. But we had the one year where it was just non-stop Firewall Dragon FTKs all year round. Then there was Gem Knight FTK, which I don't even know if it's a thing anymore. But those decks just kind of come and go. Like, they're not really, they don't do too much, I feel, just meta defining. Other than really, Firewall, which is why that's banned. That thing caused so many FTKs. And then the last style for decks that we don't really see a lot of is Protect the Castle kind of decks, where it's more like one big, you have this one big card, and that basically is how you're going to win. You just kind of protect it. That's what you do. The only really deck I could really think of for Protect the Castle style decks, or deck, is Boojins. Like, I've been playing this game for a long time, and Boojins was the only deck I could really think of. It's not really something that I feel Konami, just really, it's not really a playstyle they make a whole lot. But, if you do look into it, there is other Protect the Castle style decks out there. It's just the only one that can come to my mind. So yeah, that's just kind of like you got an idea right there. There's a fair amount of play styles. So the other way you can pick a deck is off the artwork. And I've done it before. I've done it a couple times actually. Dino I chose just because of the artwork, because they honestly remind me of my favorite Power Ranger series as a kid, which was Dino Thunder. I picked Aqua Actions off the artwork, and I was like, yo, this is cool. I had a passion for acting, and I mean, they're fish. They look cool. I love fish. That's like two things I love, and the artwork on them is really nice. Now, the one issue that there is with picking a deck based off of artwork is you could actually not really like the playstyle of the deck, and I've had that happen one time, and that was with the was it Cyber Angel's Held Held Perfection kind of build. I love Cyber Angels, and I think they look really good, and I also really do love Rituals. But the issue I had with that deck in particular that just made me stop playing was it just felt very, very one-trick pony to me. Which, is you basically just kind of make the Herald and you sit on it. So there you go. There's another Protect the Castle style deck. But yeah, I just didn't really like it. It wasn't really fun. It was really good and solid around the time when I played it, which was around the time Lynx came out, but I didn't really enjoy it. And that's the only deck I've actually had that issue with. So it's not something that happens too often, but it is possible. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and kind of gave you some ideas of decks that y'all want to maybe play. And, just kind of help you look for a deck in general. Like, there's a lot out there. So thank you guys for watching. Hope y'all liked this video. Give it a like if you liked it. Comment any comments you got. And hit that subscribe button if y'all want to see more content for the future. Thank you guys for watching.